Hey everyone, how y'all doing today? And welcome back to another video. So this is not going to be a Go Battle League video. This is going to be a rant and my opinion on the Eternatus event. Now, this event, yeah, you know how so I started my channel with one idea in mind. I always wanted to be positive. You know, I started with Pokemon Shuffle. I always wanted to have an outgoing personality. I wanted to help with my anxiety. I had a lot of anxiety. Then wanted to be family friendly, all of that, and I tried to maintain that throughout the years, and I feel like I've done a good job at it. Obviously, Pokemon Shuffle transitioning into Go Battle League and everything like that. I don't use foul language. Obviously, I know this is a family friendly channel. I stream. It's family friendly. That's the way I want to keep it. And that's how I'm going to keep it. But I am absolutely going to complain about this event. This Eternatus event was absolute trash. And I'm not hating on anybody who enjoyed it. I personally enjoyed being out with my community, walking around. But that doesn't mean the event was good. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it. And again, if you enjoyed it, that's totally fine. I've seen people, I've seen other content creators say, hey, I put $400 into it. I just about got it to level 50. Hey, if you're more than happy with that, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't attack people if they put a ton of money into it for one Pokemon, because they're entitled to do that. They're welcome to do that. But it was a trash event, and I'm going to talk about why it was a trash event. First of all, let's take a look at my Eternatus, because obviously you can get Eternatus for free, and you do get it for free. You don't pay for Eternatus. So it is in the past. So there's my Eternatus. I like money. And obviously, for one thing, my stats are garbage, so I'm going to have to spend more money to use a bottle cap on it in the future whenever they release it. And this will be my next bottle cap target. But, so what do I have with my Eternatus? I have over 14,000 candy and over 4,400 XL candies. I cannot get this thing to level 50 at 4,400 XL candies. Every other Pokemon costs 296, right? Why is this one cost 8,900? You know what I'm saying? I honestly, I want to know. Now, of course, people could say it's because they want money. I know, but what's their reasoning behind it? You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to come out and say it's because they want the money. Why does it cost so much? Now, I didn't spend any money this weekend, and I played both days. So what happened, what I did personally, we had the passes, the max finale pass, and I actually had $25 credit that I got. So like I used 15 on the Go Pass. So that's how I got the Go Pass. I saved up all the particles. I didn't collect any of those. And same with the August Deluxe Pass. So I got both of those for free, basically, because I used credit. Although I do think those are good values, so like if you spend those, that's totally fine. I mean, those are good values, even if you want to buy it. It's not super expensive, $15 for this. And I came out with around, I think 15,000 particles or something after all was said and done. And of course, they give you, for checking in with the community ambassador, you get 800 more. You can collect 3,200. So I had a lot of particles, right? So that got me through most of Saturday. I would say probably until we ended at 4 o'clock. It went until 6. We started at 10. So that got me until the end, on Saturday. So, I didn't, oh, no, I take that back. I had 18, what is it called? Particle packs. I had 18 particle packs. That was from New York City. And, when you bought the $100 thing, you got a pin and you got a bunch of items. So, I had 18 of those. So, that plus, all those extra particles, that took me until 4 o'clock, and that's when we called it 4 o'clock Saturday. So you could argue that I spent money because obviously I did buy that $100 bundle in New Jersey, that New Jersey thing. But I'm just talking about this specific weekend. So that got me until then. And then Sunday we ended at 3 o'clock, and I was only doing Eternatus. I didn't do anything else. And I have a lot of coins. I had 15,000 or 15,500 something, which is a lot. And I bought 2 of these. It's usually one remaining. I bought 2 of those and 1 of this, one of these. And that got me through today. And the coins I technically did buy. I didn't buy this weekend though. There was one time. What's going on, Link? My cat wants to come over and see what I'm doing. There was one time where they were doing like $100, you get like 50% more. So I technically did buy it, but it wasn't specifically for Eternatus. But yeah, so I did spend money, and I do spend money on the game. So I'm not calling the kettle black here. I'm not saying I don't spend money on the game or anything like that. So I don't have a problem with that. Link, I'm trying to record a video here. But no, I mean Eternatus. But yeah, so even with all that, even with how many I've done, I'm still at 4,400 XL candies, 4,435. Not even close. About halfway there with how much of. I guess technically I did spend because I did buy them at one point. I did buy those coins at one point and everything. So I guess technically I spent. I wasn't planning on using it for anything particular, but I didn't go out of my way just to do it for Eternatus. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't have done any of this. I would have done the Saturday. I would have had all those particles saved up, but So yeah, so I was able to participate in this without dumping any money this specific weekend. But I know people who put there was actually a guy there, and you could pay 200 coins to double your reward, which was like, usually we got between 40 and 55 to 60 or 57. I don't even know if I ever got 60, something like that. XLs, and then he was paying 200 every time. So like if I pay 200 every time, I would have enough. Obviously I didn't pay 200 at all. I didn't pay 200 to double my rewards at all. But he did it, and he's got a level 50 Eternatus, and that's totally cool. Nothing wrong with that, if that's what you want to do. And he said he put 300, and he said he saw another YouTuber. He didn't mention who, but he said the other YouTuber put 400 in, so he's like, he beat him by 100. He said, I usually, I only had to spend 300 to get to level 50, and that's fine. That's fine. If you want to do that, but why in the world is this one 8,900 to max out to level 50? Like, tell me why it's 8,900. Like, what was wrong with 5,000 XLs? Is that too little? Like, what's wrong with like 3,000? What's wrong with like 6,000? Why does that have to be 8,900? Because everyone else is 296. What this in my opinion sets a bad precedent, because this is not going to be the only Pokemon they do it with. There's going to be another special Pokemon that's going to require 8,900 XLs, and I'm sure it's going to be good. Like, Eternatus is good for the Master League. Dragon Tail is getting a rework. It's going to be good next season. It's good for Dynamax battles, obviously. And it's good for raids. It overtakes Mega Rayquaza. So it's really, really good. But why is it 8,900 XLs? Now, you don't have to do this all in one shot. Obviously, Eternatus will be back at some point. We know the Shiny will come out. They'll probably do the Eternamax. Maybe they'll do a raid day for it in the future. Or a Max Battle Day, whatever you call it. So, like, you don't have to get it. I'm totally happy not having a level 51. But this is the most money-hungry grab I've ever seen. And not only that, there were children during this event, that were, because we were focusing on Eternatus, but there were children who were disappointed because they were not getting any Pokemon. They felt like they weren't doing, they were doing these battles for no reward because they weren't getting the Pokemon. They don't care about the candy. You know what I'm saying? So they were not getting any Pokemon. So we ended up doing, me and the other ambassador ended up doing routes today that would pass not just Eternatus, but we did Snorlax, Charizard. I didn't participate in them, but we took them to routes. We didn't only focus on Eternatus. So we did Charizards, we did Butterfrees, we did like a bunch of it, so they could catch Pokemon. Someone got a shiny. Obviously people got shinies, and love to see the excitement there. But like the fact that you can't catch it and it's so expensive, if they at least allowed you to catch it, at least allow you to catch it to get a better one, So again, I had a great time. I didn't put any money directly into it for this weekend. Again, I did invest money. Obviously, I spent the 100 in for New York, and everything. Although that pin's worth like 120, I think. So like it was worth like, it was essentially free if you look at it like that. But like you get what I mean. You get what I mean. And I did buy a 100 bundle when they were giving like extra particles. That's why I have so many things. But yeah. But again, I'm not, shaming anyone, and you shouldn't either. You shouldn't shame anyone for spending the money. But the fact that you don't catch this thing, I think is the biggest disappointment of this whole thing. I mean, obviously the 8900, not just the 8900, because you also have to take Dynamax Cannon to level 3. Now, the God and the Spirit are irrelevant. I wouldn't even bother with those. But the Dynamax Cannon is going to cost 320 just XL candies just for that. You know what I'm saying? So, honestly, like, so this event is 100%, it's not just a money grab, it's a money grab times a million. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I mean, they could have done, I don't know, they could have done like 1,000 XLs to power this up, and it still would have been like a money grab. Like, I guess, like, maybe if they give Lex maybe like 20 XLs and it was like 1,000, it would still be, you'd still have to like buy particle, or like, you'd still have to spend money. It wouldn't be as much. But the fact that this one is 8,900, in my opinion, is unacceptable. And that you couldn't even catch it. You know, I mean, it's not a mythical. Like, why can't you have more than one? You know what I'm saying? Why can't you catch them? So, big disappointment. But again, I had fun walking around with my community. And I saw the excitement, you know, on the other people's faces when, you know, when we did the other Gigantamax battles. But people were not getting excited over Eternatus because you knew what you were getting. You had no chance of a shiny. You had no chance of a good IV1, a hundo. You know, people really, we saw the excitement when someone was standing right next to me, got a shiny Charizard. You saw the excitement there, you know. I saw an excitement. A kid got a shiny Venusaur. Loved that. But you saw none of that during the Eternatus. And it's just, it's a big disappointment. And in my opinion, it was a failed event. It was a 100% money grab. And I was looking forward to the event, and I'm happy to have Eternatus in the game. And again, I liked walking around with the community and everything, as I said, but I just can't believe they put something like this in the game. I can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, this is just like over the top. This is the over the top. I mean, like I'm not even against them selling things, like selling tickets for the event, you know, or something like that. I don't have a problem with them selling a ticket every event, like $5 or whatever. This was unacceptable. You know, this was unacceptable. Now, I don't know whose decision it is. Is it the Pokemon Company telling Niantic they have to do it? In my opinion, I think it's, I don't know who's in control, Niantic or Scopely. I feel like it's Niantic's last hurrah. You know, they want to go out with a bang. They want to make as much money as possible before Scopely fully gets it. Unless you think this is Scopely's doing. I don't know. Niantic still tweets out when they make mistakes and everything. So I really don't know. But this event was unacceptable, in my opinion. Complete cash grab. At least you got the Eternatus for free. You don't need it to level 50. Don't worry about getting it to level 50 right now. Obviously, I'm not even close, and I did a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's a cool Pokemon, I'll say that. But just battling it was not fun. It was not fun. It was fun hanging out with the community. It was not fun battling this thing because you were not catching it, and you didn't have that shiny chance, right? You know, they could have released it as a shiny like they did in the Cross, but I don't know why they decided not that you could only have one of this. I don't know whose decision that was. I don't know. You know, you got to do the 8,900 XLs. At least let you catch the freaking thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So this event, no good. No good. No good. And I did play it. But yeah. So let me know what you think down below. I am curious how other people... did you get a level 50? Are you halfway there like I am? Did you not participate? Let me know. I'm curious to hear what you have to think. But at least we had the passes. I could save up the particles, you know. But if I couldn't, I probably would have only played like one day. I don't know. I wasn't going to spend too much. I spent like 2,500 coins, I think, which I had saved up. And, you know, so why not? But, you know, other than that, I'm fortunate in that regard. But, you know, that's just my opinion. But, again, let me know yours down below, and I'll see you in the next one. That's all I have to say about Eternatus. But as I said, it sets up a bad precedent. I already said that, where they could do more of this in the future. There could be another super rare Pokemon where you have to grind it out. Can't catch the thing. You know, imagine if they released Rayquaza, Mega Rayquaza, or something, and you needed 8900 XLs, and you can only get one. You just battle the Mega Rayquaza or whatever, or Necrozma. I mean, come on. They're going to start doing this. I'm telling you right now, they're going to start doing this. But we better not see another one, another 8900 XL Pokemon like this. I mean, if they gave XL, like, they should have at least given 100 XL, because they said a lot of candy for beating it. I don't consider 48 XLs a lot. 40 XLs a lot. It's a lot if it's 296, but they should have given out like 100 XLs. You know, I still wouldn't be a lot, you know, with how much it costs, but like, they gotta give out more. You know, they say a lot. I'm thinking a lot. I'm not thinking 50. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that will be it. That will be my rant. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.